Among the problems that are being talked about for Barcelona is their lack of depth in certain positions in the squad. A couple of names that have appeared for January transfer targets, namely Kalidou Koulibaly and Fabian Ruiz, both of whom, of course, play with Napoli in Serie A. So your reaction, first of all, Ali, to these two being linked with the Blaugrana?
Well, it makes sense if you are a Barcelona fan. It makes sense from the Barcelona perspective. Yes, you need another center back with that can display athleticism and speed over distance and can be good in the air. All the things that Koulibaly is very good at. And yes, you need more athleticism out of the midfield. And Fabian Ruiz can be that guy. Not your prototypical Spanish midfield and not a sort of a possession guy, but more of a direct guy. But if you have a direct guy, that's a guy that can also be an attacking option, but can also be a defensive option as well for you. Fabian Ruiz has been excellent for Napoli. Koulibaly has been excellent for Napoli as well. So let me tell you, neither one of these guys are leaving in January. They're not January transfers. For Napoli, it's too big of a potential gain that you are putting aside with the idea of them moving in January. If they're going to move, it's going to have to be a blockbuster deal in the summer. And while teams usually overspend in the January transfer window, they do so for lesser names or guys in decline, not guys in the middle of their prime. That's what we have seen historically. And so, if you're Napoli, you just don't let go of these guys. Mind you, you may be in the middle of a title race yourself. So, what kind of message are you sending to your fans, to your players, to the squad, to the organization, if you're saying, we're in the middle of a title race, but let me tell you what's a great idea. We're going to get rid of two of our best players. Now, it doesn't quite work that way, and I don't think De Laurentiis would approve that.
Are Barcelona, more than anything, missing leadership? You know, with
at what level?
Yeah, on the pitch, actually.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that first and foremost, because since Iniesta is gone, since Xavi is gone, Messi's there, effectively the third player in that magical triangle of being able to instill a practice in how they play. Yes, they have Busquets, but the man who's actually started every game so far in that midfield is Frenkie de Jong. He's not quite been able to settle in enough to command the leadership. Piqué's still rocking and rolling at the back, but he needs help. And Titi out, so Koulibaly would help. But Barcelona effectively need that identity re-stamped on the team, don't they?
Right, and it's not going to come from the new guy.
Right.
You see, you just mentioned Frenkie de Jong. And as young a player as he is, and as talented as he may be, he doesn't quite have the presence of, say, Luis Suarez or Lionel Messi within the team. And so it's difficult because while Frenkie de Jong has been given the opportunity to play, and I think at times he's done very well for Barcelona, and I think he will be a very good player for Barcelona, the rotation of players around him make it difficult for there to be any consistency in that midfield. Sometimes it's Artur. Sometimes it's Sergio Busquets. Sometimes it's Arturo Vidal. And if it's not him, it's Rakitic. But there hasn't been a midfield three that you can say, okay, well, this is what we have. And because you have so many options and you put them out there thinking that you're going to find an answer, what is clear is that Valverde has not found an answer. The other thing that they're struggling with, and it's very clear, is the outside back position. The injury to Jordi Alba makes it also difficult for them because they're so dependent upon him being an outlet down the left-hand side. How many times we have seen Messi playing that ball over the top to Jordi Alba appearing late on the left-hand side. He's an attacking option. Because of his injury, now you put Semedo out at left back. It's not his natural position. He's uncomfortable there. And now you have Sergio Roberto playing right back, which he has done in the past, but again, it's not a natural position for him. And so he is not the outlet either on the right-hand side. So right now, Barcelona are very central. There is no width to their game. They're inconsistent out of the midfield, and they can't defend 1v1 situations. Other than that, they're great.
Yeah, and the leadership problems extend off the pitch, obviously, because they don't know what they can do with La Masia. It's been a while since a real star came obviously through. They had that golden generation. We've seen it at other clubs around Europe, a la the Fergie babes, and how they've been able to sort of dominate for a long period, and then it all goes away and you need to go outside to buy your big money transfers. But buying too many from outside appears to have seen them struggle, and they don't exactly trust La Masia to bring those players through at the moment.
I think it's also a byproduct of the fact that since you're producing players, but those players are not getting the opportunities consistently on a weekly basis, if you will, then you're thinking, well, we're going to depend on what we bought. Because if we're going to spend that sort of money on these players, they're going to be out on the field and they're going to have to be worth our while. So you have that sort of coming and going situation, but then it's sort of a dichotomy because you see Ansu Fati out there and you're thinking, well, maybe he is the future. Maybe he is the bridge that Barcelona have been missing. And yet, the big question for him is going to be, once everybody is healthy and once that rotation gets going, is he going to play? Is he truly going to play? Because you have Griezmann, you have Suarez, you have Messi, and you have difficulties with the balance of the team. So you're going to have Fati out there as well? Well, where is the balance of the team when you're already struggling out of the midfield and you're already struggling out in the back line? So he may be the one that is sacrificed, and if that's the case, then we run into the same situation that you just mentioned, that the younger guys, even those that are coming through, they're not getting the playing time, and so therefore that talent doesn't seem to be nurtured and developed.
Yeah, so the likes of Perez, Alenya and Fati maybe having to bide their time, even though they're coming through and getting a little bit of sprinkling of first-team football. Barcelona, then, it's not about stocking and restocking, it's about finding the right fit to carry them to future success.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.